Welcome viewers to the session on analysis of trusses. So we have discussed axially loaded member in our previous session, and now today we'll be discussing how to analyze trusses. So few simple steps, we'll be using element equation, and then we'll assemble those element equations to get the system equation. We will take one example problem to illustrate how to use these element equation and system equation to solve a truss problem. So let us get into the session. The analysis of trusses. As we know, the trusses are made up of two force members connected together. So general element of truss is represented by this, where we have 2 degrees of freedom at each node, that is represented by U1 and V1 and U2 and V2. So this has to be U2, and the forces will also be along two positive axes, F1x and F1y, F2x and F2y, and alpha gives us the inclination of this truss. We can now summarize this. So node per element in case of truss element is 2. Degrees of freedom per node is 2. Degrees of freedom per element will be 4. 2 into 2, 4, and the size of element stiffness matrix would be 4. So we can evaluate using basic statics these elements of the stiffness matrix. So that we are skipping, I am directly writing down the elements of stiffness matrix of a truss element. So we can see here it is cos square alpha sin alpha minus cos square alpha minus cos alpha sin alpha, and it is symmetrical about this diagonal, as it is a property of the stiffness matrix. So this is the form of element equation of a truss element. We have introduced the nodal variables and nodal force vectors. So here we have the 4 by 4 matrix, stiffness matrix, 4 into 1 nodal variable vector and 4 into 1 nodal force vector. If we see this carefully, we can observe that these these 4 terms and these 4 terms are identical, and these 4 terms and these 4 terms are identical, and also this set of elements are negative of this. These 4 elements in short form like this, representing cos square alpha, sin square alpha, cos alpha, sin alpha, and so we can write down this element stiffness matrix like this, that is C representing C square, CS S square, minus C represents minus C square, minus CS minus CS S square. Now we can apply the element equation to solve this assembly or example of a truss. So in this, the horizontal member is 1.5 meter long. The distance between two hinge support or pin support is 1 meter. The areas are also given to find out the element properties. So E is 200 gigapascal and load is acting at point C 5 kilonewton. This is the free body diagram of the truss. We have replaced these supports with reactions, appropriate reactions like this in positive direction, essentially because we are working in finite element method. Otherwise, for normal statics problem, we can use these directions in any arbitrary directions. And these are the boundary condition. U1 is 0, V1 is 0, and U3 is 0, V3 is 0. So let us write down the element equation separately for each element. So element number 1 can be represented like this. So alpha is 0 in this case, and we can write down element equation using this concept of C. So C is C square, means cos square alpha, so it is 1. So here in all these sin alpha is appearing, so all are 0. So we can write down the value, we can write down the element equation by this. So this is C, this is minus C, and Now we can place it minus C here and C here. So this is the outer term, that is element property AE by L. If we substitute, we get this as 200,000 Newton per mm. So now we can mark second element, this BC, and this is node number 3, this is node number 2. Other, and the alpha we can calculate using a simple triangle, right angle triangle of 1.5 meter height and 1 meter base. To get value of alpha is 33.7 degree. We can find out C, and then we can write down the element equation for this case. So next step is to assemble these two element equations and modify for boundary condition and solve it. So let us proceed further. So this is our first equation. So this 10 to the power 5 has been taken out. So this is degree of freedom 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 for local, in local coordinate system. Local node numbering is 1 and 2, 1 and 2. So this 1 is the first degree of freedom of node 1, second degree of freedom of node 2. So this is first degree of freedom of node 2, and this is second degree of freedom of node 2. Likewise, first degree of freedom of node 1, second degree of freedom of node 2, and so on. So now we can write down the global node number. So global node number will remain same. And for second element, we have local node number 1. So this is our degree of freedom, fifth degree of freedom, sixth degree of freedom of local node 1, and this is the local node 2, and these are the global node numbers. Let me try to explain how we got this system stiffness matrix from these two element stiffness matrix one by one by taking element one by one. So this is 1 1, so this will go local 1 1, so it will come here at 1 1. So this also will come at 2 1 2, so this is 1 2 minus 2 at 1 2, and so on. So let us come to the next line. That will also, you won't find any problem in that. Let me come to the third line, and this element, this element, this element. So these all these will come here in the first 4 by 4 matrix. So now let us come to this. When we start this, so this first element will go at 5 5. So this is the value 1.54. This is the value that has come from 1 1 of second. So it is, this is basically K11 of second element, and this is K12 of second element because it will come at 5 6. So now next is minus 1.54. It will come at 5th row of the assembled matrix and third column. So fifth row and third column is this. So this is K of second element, and this element number is 1 3, and likewise this is the K of second element, and element is 1 4. Now coming to this, this will go to 6 and 5. So row number 6 and element number 5 is this. So this is K of second element 2 1, and this is K of second element 2 2. Now come to this minus 1.3. So this will go to sixth degree of freedom, sixth row and third column. So sixth row and third column is K second element, and this is 2 comma 2. I am talking about this. Is it? No. So this is minus. So it is 2 comma 3. And if we take this element, this will go to 6 4 like this. So now come to the third row of this second uh, element, stiffness matrix of second element. It is minus 1.54. This will go to 3 5. So third row and fifth column. So it is like lying here, again minus 1.3 is here, and 1.54 will go to 3 3. So this is 3 3, and here it is added, then 1.3 added likewise, and now we can come to this. So this is appearing here, and here it will go 4 5. So fourth row and fifth column, and then the fourth 4 6, that fourth row and sixth column. Now this 1.3 will go to 4 3, fourth row and third column. It is 1.3 and 0.684. So this is how this assembled stiffness matrix is obtained in this case. So it has a very systematic approach. You need not to afraid of this. It is having very systematic approach, and that approach can very easily written a very simple algorithm to put every value together with the help of 2-3 line logic. So finally we get this equation. Now we have the 4 boundary conditions that we can now modify this for that boundary condition. And so we have used the second type of boundary condition, a modification method, that -1 and -1 pivots are pivot -1, and all the column are transformed to 0. And then we have the method of writing here, because it is 0, so whatever we subtract by multiplying 0, any element, it will be 0. And here this force is available only at point 2, the along y-axis, so at node number 2, and y-axis means it is the fourth degree of freedom, because if it would have been acting at node number 1 along x-axis, then it would have appeared here. Along y-axis, it would have appeared here. And if it would have been acting along x-axis at node 2, it would have appeared here. So it is acting along the y-axis of node 2, so that is why it is appearing at the fourth place of the second degree of freedom of node number 2. And now we can solve this. We get these equations, simultaneous equations, that those we can solve these simultaneous equations to get, we can get reactions and displacement at each node. Where the displacement is prescribed, we get reactions. So we are getting 1 2 3 and 4 reactions, and 1 and 2 displacement. So displacement is only, displacements are, we are getting displacement only at node number 2, and at node number 3 and node number 1 we are getting the reactions. So that's all for trusses. Thank you all the viewers for attending the session. Thanks a lot.